All right, what's up, good people? Welcome to another episode of Passion Portraits. For today's Passion Portrait, we're going to be talking about Alexys Smiley and her passion, dancing. So let's get to it. All right, so how did you first discover it? And was it an instant connection or a gradual realization? Alexys says she wouldn't say it was a discovery, just something that is. The same way her hair is just black or a fish can swim. She had an affinity for movement and dance. Her dad, though a typically stoic man, would crank up his Fred Hammond albums and dance around the house, teaching him and her brothers all his moves. Every day after school, she'd finish her homework and lock herself in a room just dancing. Later, she found out that they had dancers throughout the extended family, ballerina cousins, or aunties that did cheerleading in their younger years, grandmas that cut a rug back in the day. Dancing was genetic. What obstacles have you faced while pursuing your passion, and how did you overcome them? Alexys says time, money, aging, body dysmorphia. After taking a long break from dance and having a shift in her body, it didn't come as naturally for her. It wasn't fun anymore because it was depressing to not catch rhythm in the same way. But movement is something bodies crave, whether via exercise, activity, or creative pursuit. So getting up anyway, relearning her body, and starting from the basics has been her way of getting back to it. How long have you gone about cultivating your skills in this passion, and where do you see your journey going over the next few years? Alexys says since she was 3 is the earliest she can remember dancing. She doesn't care to pursue this professionally, but she'd like to focus more on learning technique instead of relying on her natural affinity. Did you have a mentor? Take a course. What advice would you give to someone who's still searching for their passion? Alexys says she didn't have a mentor. She took classes according to her interests in college. Her advice would be to follow your natural inclinations. Can you share a particularly memorable experience that truly encapsulates the joy your passion brings? Alexys says she was interning at Lexington Children's Theater one summer, and each week, teaching artists were assigned a new class. Throughout the week, they would lead their group of kids through auditions, rehearsals, etc., to put on a mini show for their parents at the end of the week. The whole experience was fun, but her favorite class was the week she choreographed a mini musical based off mostly Hamilton songs. Creating the choreography was great, teaching it had its pain points, but seeing the kids perform it according to their own styles and character choices was amazing. It's like something in her brain clicked and said, yep, this is the thing. She's gotten that same click in many other performance arts projects, but this one was probably the most memorable. In what ways has your passion helped you grow personally or professionally? Alexys says it's helped her become more flexible, adaptable, and able to work with people of different backgrounds. In every production, there is always going to be something that doesn't go ideal or is off script, and learning how to handle those moments gracefully is a necessary life skill. If someone wanted to start learning this passion of yours, what advice would you give them for getting started? Alexys says start with music/stories that resonate with you. All right, so that's all we have for today's Passion Portrait episode, going into Alexys Smiley's journey. So first off, thank you so much, Alexys, for taking the time to fill out this Passion Portrait form and for telling us your story and your passion of dance. I think it's really cool that you got the experience to teach other kids how to dance and even make your own choreographies as well. A lot of people say that one of the best ways to learn is through teaching as well. So I think it's cool that you were able to have that experience and kind of create that spark or encourage that spark in groups of other people, especially younger people, in order to help them find what potentially may be their passion. So thank you for sharing some wisdom, and thank you for sharing your story. All right, so that's all we have for today's Passion Portrait about Alexys and her journey in pursuing dance. So as usual, if you know someone who is pursuing a passion, or if you yourself are pursuing a passion, then please consider filling out the form. It's only about 10 or 11 questions. You don't have to be an expert at the passion. It just has to be something that you enjoy. Remember, the goal here is to encourage more people to want to find and cultivate their passions so we can help them find their callings. So on that note, thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and I'll see you soon.